I got back to the room the middle-aged woman showed to me, then I opened the room and got in. A wow escaped my mouth as I walked in. Gosh, the room looks like a Cinderella room. Did they really prepare this room for me, or am I in the wrong room? I can't be in the right room. No. Definitely, I think I have gotten into the wrong room. Maybe I should go back out and retract my steps. I made to turn back and go out when I heard the cracking sound of a door opening. Dil, is that you? I heard a tiny voice ask. I waited for the person to come out fully from the inner room there, and when the person did, I discovered the person to be a girl, about my age. She has a towel wrapped around her body and her hair dripping wet. Guess that's the bathroom. She gawked at me, making me wonder why. Does she have to stare at me like that even though I made a mistake of entering her room? I might be older than her. Who the hell are you, *H? She came forward and stood glaring at me. I think I made a mistake of getting into your room. I was about to leave, I said to her. Well, out, she barked, and I scoffed inwardly. Who the hell is she? She has such a temper and she's rude. But I'm a slave and she might be connected to those guys, so I should better respect myself. I turned and walked out of the door, walked back to Dillian's door and started walking back carefully, counting the number of rooms I passed. Then I finally got to the 4th room and stopped. I think it's the 4th one. Yeah, it should be, I thought, and opened the door slowly and peeped into the room. The room looks normal, not stylish, but still better than my room, the one at my stepfather's house. I entered and stood for a minute to see if I will hear any sound, but didn't. Okay, I think this should be it. I don't think those maids or workers have rooms around here. I sat down on the bed and closed my eyes for few minutes. I opened them back and stared at my semi-naked body. This is your life now, Shavna. Get used to it and make sure you remove those strange feelings you are having right now. Mom had told me years ago when we moved into my stepfather's house. I couldn't bear that I won't be able to see father again. Mom doesn't even wanna remarry. She doesn't have it in her, but because of how young she was forced by her relatives to remarry. And she did, but later died. She died and left me all alone with the cruel man. He has his own children though, but they are all outside the country studying or doing one thing or the other. They are the ones that usually send him money weekly for upkeeping. If not, the both of us could have starved to death, cause all he knows how to do is drink, drink and drink. One of his daughters, my stepsister, Valentina. She's a twin though. Valentine is a pain in the neck while Valentina is very nice. She treated me like a normal human being during the time they came for vacation. Valentina is the only nice person amongst all my stepfather's children. Only her, and I miss her. She's also super pretty with her dresses. I wonder what her reaction will be when she learns that her father has sold me out. I was still recalling past events when I heard a knock at the door and I quickly ran to get it. You're the new master's girl, right? The maid outside asked. Yes, I answered with a curious look. Okay, follow me down for your breakfast, she said. I wanted to follow her but stared at myself. She noticed the look and smiled. Come on, there are clothes for you in the wardrobe, she pointed out and quickly came in. I walked behind her to the wardrobe and opened it and started bringing out all sorts of dress. They were all too short, damn too expensive. Every dress she gave me, I could reject it, but still no suitable dress there. I ended up putting on a jeans shorts and a white top. Not only that the dresses are short, they are all very expensive too. I can't wear them just to stay inside the room. The maid sighed and placed her hand on her chest. Okay, let's go now. You'll get introduced to others like me, she said, and immediately started walking out. I followed after her cause I was already feeling so hungry. She took me round and round the building before we finally arrived the place full of maids putting on the same uniform as her. The woman from before was also there with them. She was sitting in the midst of them. Come here, child, the woman beckoned. All eyes fell on me as I walked closer to the woman. Some eyes were admiring me. She was jealous. I noticed the looks in their eyes. Are you done with him? The woman inquired, and I nodded my head. Okay, sit. Beatrice, give her a seat at the dining, the woman ordered, and the maid that came to call me quickly urged me to come on, and I did. She brought out a chair for me from the dining table setting, and I sat. All right, let's bring out the meals and all eat. It's late already. We should be eating our lunch, not breakfast now, the middle-aged woman urged. That's because you made us all wait for the new little S*X girl, I heard a voice mumble, but I didn't turn to look at the person. It's better I don't find out those that hate me for my own good. Several meals were served round the dining, a lot of meals. The maids joined and we rounded the table, including the middle-aged woman. We started eating and no one mumbled a word until we were done eating. Okay, please introduce yourself to the rest of the house, the middle-aged woman said, referring to me. I stood up and cleared my throat. Hi everyone, I am Shavna by name, and it's nice to meet you all, I introduced. Some cheered while some didn't utter a word. Okay, it's nice meeting you too. I'm Ma'am Sandra, that's what the rest of the girls call me. You should call me that too, the woman introduced herself too. I nodded and sat down back. As time passes by, you'll get to know the names of the remaining girls, so be rest assured. Don't worry too much, and you don't have any job whatever to do here. Your job is just to serve the masters. We will talk about that later though. As of now, tell us a little about yourself, Ma'am Sandra said. Few minutes later, Ma'am Sandra and I walked back to the main building. I don't really get the setting, but I think it's a different building from the one I'll stay in. So Shavna, since you met yourself in these conditions, you'll have to do your best in order to stay alive. It's obvious you'll be serving only Dillian and not the both. I want you to try and remain alive. Some girls like you, unfortunately. She paused and looked up to see Dylan or maybe the other twin climbing down the stairs. Dill, she called. Ma'am, the Dill guy answered. Are you leaving now? She asked in a worried tone. Yes ma'am, the Dill guy answered and placed both hands on her shoulder. Be healthy, don't fall ill. When I come back, I want to see you here again, the Dill guy said. We started hearing footsteps and I raised my head to see the other twin. Can this one be Dillian, or that girl was following him from behind? That rude girl. The dress she was putting on was extremely short. For goodness sake. She should just walk naked. Guards followed after them with luggages. I remember hearing the one that bought me from the S*X house saying he's leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow and not today. You decided to leave today. Ma'am Sandra's voice was heard again. The guy is still in front of her side. Yeah, Naomi starts school tomorrow over there, so we have to leave today ma'am, the guy answered, and she shrugged. The second twins didn't utter a word. He just concentrated on the phone with him. Okay dear, safe journey, Ma'am Sandra said, and hugged the dill guy briefly, then he started leaving. He walked past me and I turned to look at him again. Are you escorting them? Ma'am Sandra asked the second twin and he nodded and passed. I think he is the one. I went into his room early. He is too cold. The rude girl also walked to Ma'am Sandra. I'll miss you, she smiled and said. Wow. She can actually smile. You too, dear. Be good over there, Ma'am Sandra told her, and she kissed her cheek and walked past me. She gave me an eye before leaving. What's really wrong with the brat? Ma'am Sandra and I stood watching as they all vanished.